Love has been a concept questioned by many philosophers and thinkers throughout history. However, Niccolò Machiavelli viewed love not merely as an emotional bond, but also as a tool of power and strategy. In his philosophy, love goes beyond being an inner passion and becomes a dynamic that shapes human interests and the balance of social power. From Machiavelli's perspective, love is an essential part of politics, leadership strategies, and power games. The relationship between love and power. In Machiavelli's thinking, people often act in their own self-interest when forming relationships. Love, much like war, can be a strategic game. Emotional attachments in relationships are often intertwined with social and personal gains of power. For a leader or ruler to remain strong toward both the public and their close circle, they must manage manipulation and strategic loyalty effectively. In this sense, love becomes a tool of power and authority. The idea that individuals can turn romantic relationships to their advantage and shape social power through them aligns closely with Machiavelli's perspective. Love and loyalty. In Machiavelli's works, loyalty is not merely an emotional attachment, but a strategic decision. In The Prince, loyalty is seen as a means for a ruler to secure devoted allies and benefit from them. A similar dynamic exists in love. People may show loyalty not only through emotional connection, but also in line with their own interest. Is loyalty in a relationship purely emotional, or is it more of a mutual benefit arrangement? Machiavelli suggests that people often demonstrate loyalty when it serves them. Love, therefore, can take on a more strategic form, where loyalty becomes not just a voluntary bond, but a mutually beneficial alliance. Love and manipulation. One of Machiavelli's most well-known ideas is that human nature is inherently self-interested. From this perspective, love often becomes a space for manipulation and strategy. In romantic relationships, a person may build emotional bonds and trust to discover the weaknesses of the other and use them to their advantage. Machiavelli's philosophy suggests that love is also a form of power struggle. Trust and emotional connection can serve as tools to influence, control, and direct others. In this sense, love is not purely innocent, but rather a strategy that enhances one's ability to affect and guide others. The social impact of love. According to Machiavelli, relationships do not remain on a purely personal level. They also create effects on a societal scale. Love is a force that connects people, shapes societies, and forms social norms. His understanding of organizing the state and controlling power relations parallels the social impact of love. Love can influence not only individuals but also societal values, norms, and even political structures. Relationships may cross social class boundaries or reshape existing power balances. In this context, love can even have the potential to weaken a state. A key question arises: how can a ruler use love to strengthen their bond with the people? These effects align with Machiavelli's broader vision of reshaping social structures and power dynamics. The conflict between love and power. Machiavelli believed in using any strategy necessary to gain and maintain power. However, balancing love and power is extremely difficult. Should a ruler distance themselves from emotional attachments to remain strong? Is love an obstacle to power, or can it reinforce it? Machiavelli's philosophy suggests that maintaining power is more important than personal emotional ties. Yet a leader can also use emotional connections and love to influence and connect with the public. Achieving this balance requires careful and calculated strategies. Conclusion. From Machiavelli's perspective, love is not merely an emotional bond, but also a tool of power, strategy, and authority. Relationships are shaped by individual interests where manipulation and loyalty play key roles. Love can influence social structures and is directly connected to power dynamics. His philosophy reveals the strategic dimensions behind emotional bonds, showing that love is less a pure feeling and more a mechanism through which individuals position themselves within society and power structures.